Well, 2020, you want to know which massage gun's the best. Well, I can tell you one thing. It's one of those. That's right, 30 plus massage guns compared. Let's get started. Hey guys, I'm Scott with Before You Buy, where we do product reviews to make sure it's what you want before you buy it. And today, we have a doozy because I'm comparing over 30 massage guns. Now, I'm not going to list every single massage gun because if you've watched some of my videos, there's actually massage guns I highly recommend not buying. Okay, but I will provide you with some of the data from massage guns depending on the category that I see fit. Also, I'm going to include some massage guns, make sure they're included, like the Theragun and the Hypervolt, which are some of the most popular massage guns out there. They're almost the Kleenex of massage guns. I've had, obviously, all kinds of massage guns, and I've been using them for about a year and a half. I fell in love with them because it was a quick and easy recovery tool for me. I had some tight traps from doing American Ninja Warrior and lats, and it was starting to mess me up a little bit. But then I quickly realized that it also really helps for my warm-up. But what things do you need to know about massage guns? Well, here's what I recommend. You got to look at the power. And then you can even break down the power into stall force, speed, and amplitude. Some massage guns have like one speed. I think the base Theragun only has one speed. Some of them have 20 that I've tested over in this corner. You don't need 20, and I'd probably prefer more than one. So I would say aim around 3 to 5. If it has at least 3 to 5 speeds, that's sufficient. The stall force is how much pressure it takes for a massage gun to stop. So this is a little Bob and Brad one, just to show you as an example. As I push on this, that's how much stall force it took to stop the motor. Or here's the Sportneer, for instance. This one takes a little bit less on the lower speeds, so I hardly had to push there. Well, if it doesn't have enough stall force, that means as you're using it, as you're pushing on it, it's gonna just stop, right? So think of it like wanting to hit your muscle, okay? If as you started applying pressure, it couldn't hit your muscle anymore and the motor just stops, it can't do its job, okay? That's stall force. Amplitude is how far the head travels. Now, Theragun, they are known for some of the farthest amplitude, the farthest travel in the game, 16 millimeters. There's a few others that are also 16 millimeters, but that's one of the biggest. The downside is that hits you really hard all the time. Now, some people don't like that because, for instance, recently my wife had a very sore muscle in her leg, and once you turned on the massage gun, I happened to grab the Theragun. It happened to be the closest out of all 30 massage guns. But once I turned it on and started going up and down her leg, she kind of winced and pulled away because it was very tender. And she asked if it had a lower speed. Well, it wasn't a speed issue. It was an amplitude issue. It was hitting her a little too hard and she didn't like it. So that's something to consider as well. Most of the amplitude range is right around 10 to 12 plus or minus. When it comes to the power, which ones do I recommend? Well, Theragun, it's hard to argue that if you need a very hard hitting, you're LeBron James and you got some big old muscles that you work out a ton, it's hard to complain about a Theragun that is going to hit you very hard. I would say the Bob and Brad one, for the size especially, is absolutely insane for power. Most of the smaller massage guns actually are very light on the stall force and sometimes the travel, the amplitude. Now this one doesn't have a ton of amplitude, right, the travel, but you can dig in deep and it still keeps pounding you and hitting you in your hip and your, whatever. So you might see a theme here, but this one is absolutely fantastic for this size. Hey, real quick, if this video is helping you, please consider using the links down below, but only use those if you think this video is helping you and you actually learn about this and you find a product you actually want to buy. Now, I'm not talking you into any product. I try to provide my 100% honest opinion. Some companies have given me discounts, some haven't, but I don't care. I want to provide you with the honest opinion so you can make the right informed decision. So either way, if you use those links down below, it does buy me a little cup of coffee. It's literally 2:46 in the morning. It's gonna get rough tomorrow, but and I'm recording these videos to help give you some information. So buy me that cup of coffee if you see fit. So moving on, the noise levels. Speaking of noise, my kids are all asleep and I have to be careful using some of these. Why? Because the Theragun is a very noisy massage gun. Let me show you. Okay, so I am not going to go use this during a movie, for instance, right? So the advantage of massage guns is you can use them anywhere, driving in a car, watching a movie, sitting in an airport. Right, a lot of these situations you can easily be recovering now, but a loud massage gun like the Theragun, you're going to be a little embarrassed. Also, when you're looking at the decibel chart, one thing to keep in mind is every 10 decibels is actually twice as loud. So that's why when you go from like the 30s, that's like a whisper, okay? You're whispering, and that's how quiet the massage gun is. That's the Sportneer. But when you go up to like the 60s, which is what the Theragun is, that's like literally twice as loud, twice as loud, twice as loud. Like you're getting exponentially louder with the Theragun versus, for instance, the Sportneer or the Bob and Brad or the Medcursor, even the Hypervolt. Okay, so keep that in mind when you're looking at the chart. Every 10 decibels is twice as loud. I actually personally bought this one with my own money because they said that it's the new quiet technology, and it's quieter than it used to be, but it's still a very noisy massage gun. Check this out. You can hear the difference, and I'll throw some numbers up, but listen to this. That's on low, okay? Here's the Sportneer on low. Hear the difference? Even if I go up to like level 3, which is actually, you're starting to get in some pretty serious stall force and strength and speed and power. But listen to that. Hear that versus this. That's on low. Okay, so you're really starting to kind of get the gist of it. The quieter it is, I can just be using the massage gun, having this conversation with you. And again, remember how I mentioned that I first fell in love with this for recovery, but I also use it a ton for warm-up. So as I walk into the gym, I kind of see my friends. I want to chit-chat with them, but I also kind of want to be warming up, but they're all just changing, or I'm changing, and I don't want to, go warm up and ditch them. I want to catch up quick. Well, now I can use this massage gun and at least start warming up some. Now, is it going to replace your entire recovery? No. Is it going to replace your entire warm-up? No. But it does help from what I've noticed. And the quieter it is, you can have those conversations, you can watch the movie, the more you're going to be recovering. Isn't that the whole point? Yes. The answer is yes. There's a lot of other massage guns that are quiet. Medcursor Mini, which I absolutely love and kind of used to be my go-to because of the size and all that. But again, remember how I mentioned there's going to be a theme. The Bob and Brad, which is pretty much the same size. I'm going to kind of show you here. Pretty much the same size here. But then you get these big ones here. But you can kind of see, even though they don't look that much bigger, they actually are quite a bit bigger. Just like a laptop, the difference between a 15-inch and a 13-inch realistically is not a lot, but it's noticeable in your backpack. Okay, so this one is also quiet enough. It's not quite as quiet as the Sportneer on low, but the RPMs are a little bit higher to start with too. So now when it comes to usability, there's a few things you want to think about. You want to think about how it feels in the hand, right? Where the buttons are, so when you're using it, can you actually reach the buttons? And what accessories does it have? The No Cry is one of the massage guns that kind of started it all off for me. I actually bought a Safer brand. That was the very first massage gun I bought 2 years ago and did a review on, but it actually was identical to this, okay? Just a different name. I absolutely loved it because it looked ergonomic, and it was right. It does have a big ol' circle handle, which I've now come to realize isn't the most ergonomic, but it feels good in the hand. Nice rubber texture, and it kind of gives you some different angles there. As you can kind of see, as I mentioned before, all the different massage guns have different shapes, but this one allows you to kind of grab different holds, different areas, whether you're, using it on yourself, and you want to pull at it or anything like that. You want to really be thinking through the ergonomics that the buttons aren't in the way. Now, most of the massage guns I have up here is for that reason, because the soft touch buttons can sometimes get in the way as you go to push on them. No Cry has the button on top. I really like that. Theragun, they have their, this is probably the most convenient place you're going to hold on to the Theragun. Boom, there's the button right there. Your thumb places right on it. Now, if you're holding it like this, you got to reach around, but that's one advantage of the Theragun, is it has multiple ways you can hold it, right? And even the more expensive one yet, that I think is $400 or $500, it can actually adjust the head as well. So that's pretty cool. That's just one of those usabilities, like what features does it have? Again, most massage guns come with cases as well and enough heads. Now, a few different heads you want to think about is, most of them come with like a bullet or a flat head or, something like that. Some unique ones is like the Theragun has a little bit softer, squishy heads, good or bad. Now, it's not going to give you a super hard hit, but it does allow a little cushion. There are some that are even more of an air cushion. In fact, let me grab one. The Bob and Brad actually has a physical, squishy, it looks like a little shock. So that one is actually a squishy head itself. But then some of them have a little metal tip, and these ones are kind of good if you're like allergic to plastic, or even maybe you're gonna dip it in like lotion or anything like that. It's easy to wipe off of this rather than leaving some residue on the plastic. And then last but not least, there's always, those unique massage gun heads that have, heat. Yes, that's right. This is the Medcursor. This one actually provides heat. It's actually, there's a battery inside the head itself. You can charge it, and it has lights on it too, which is just a gimmick, but it actually provides a little heat. So as you're massaging maybe your tendonitis or something like that, if you want to apply a little heat to an area, it allows you to do just that. It's starting to get a little warm to the touch right there. Again, it's kind of a neat feature, but the different massage gun heads help provide you with just different ways you can attack those muscles for recovery. All in all, for usability, battery life on almost every massage gun is pretty much the same. I've tested 30 plus massage guns, and I can say I've never once ran into a massage gun that I said, I wish the battery life was longer. They've always lasted me at least 5 days of use, I would say, maybe way more, and maybe somewhere maybe a little less, but it just depends on the use, right? The use case. Are you hitting the gym every day and you're using your massage gun for an hour a day? Okay, it might look a little different for you, but using it 15-20 minutes a day, it's probably going to last you a week or two, no problem. So I generally just take the massage gun, throw it in my backpack, maybe throw one spare head in it, but I usually just keep one on it, and throw it in my backpack, and I carry it with me for a while. And then if I notice the battery's getting about half gone or 3/4 gone, I throw it on the charger that night. So battery life has never been an issue. Okay, last but not least is the value. Now, the value is obviously very important, right? Because there's all kinds of massage guns ranging from $300, $400, $500 all the way down to some massage guns that are like $80 or less. In fact, I just saw a massage gun that was $35. Okay, now what's the value of it? If it can't, again, early on I talked about power, and if it doesn't have enough power to do the job of a massage gun, I don't care if it's $10. It can't do the job. Don't believe everything you read, because I've seen specs out there that look incredible, but they're not. Make sure you have an honest reviewer, and I hope you can, take me as an honest reviewer out there, but make sure you have an honest reviewer that has actually shown you how much stall force, amplitude, stuff it has. Does it actually do the job as a massage gun? Because it doesn't matter what the spec says. If it doesn't actually meet those standards, it's worthless. It's garbage. But also, what are you getting for the $300, $400, $500 in a massage gun? I would argue that you don't get maybe anything more for $500. There's some that even have the adjustable heads and everything, pretty much mimic this exact massage gun for $300, or the higher end one for $300. So like half the price. Now, I would argue $300 is expensive. I would probably recommend most people are going to be right around the $100 range. Okay, I would probably say the Sportneer. This one's right around $130. And I'm actually going to leave links down below to some of these massage guns with my full reviews in them that I've done. But I highly recommend the Sportneer. This one's around $130. You may want to watch that video. Make sure it has everything you need. You also may want to check out the Bob and Brad massage gun. This one is actually developed by 2 physical therapists that have over 2 million subscribers on YouTube. They've always provided very helpful information, and this is one I've grown to love, and I personally carry daily in my backpack, so I'm going to leave that one linked down below. This one's about $120, but then also the Medcursor Mini. This is one of the cheapest ones. I actually recommend under $100 consistently, sometimes on sale. So that's the ones that I recommend. Last year, I highly recommended the No Cry. It's about $180. It's still a great massage gun. I think some of these other ones feel better in the hand now. This one almost feels heavy and awkward compared to some of these, but this one's still a fantastic massage gun as well. After using 30 more massage guns, you find others that you love. So anyway, thanks for sticking around if you're still here. I know it's been a long video. If you have questions at all, please leave them down in the comments. Until next time, see ya.